Hey guys, it's Shortcakey. How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Today, I decided to do 10 of the creepiest unexplained photos of all time. Now, pictures are worth 1,000 words, they say, but sometimes you can replace words with howls of pure animal terror. In this feature I'll spotlight 10 unsettling photographs that have baffled investigators for years. The Mary Reeser death scene. Murder scene photos typically help investigators put together the pieces surrounding a death. But what St. Petersburg, Florida cops snapped in 1951 has baffled us for over half a century. The death scene of Mary Reeser was a grim and bizarre one. The woman's entire body had been engulfed by flames in her armchair, consuming everything but her left foot, which was intact. The intense heat had actually shrunken her skull, but bizarrely, nothing else in the room was touched. The pictures have baffled forensic investigators even to this day. The bound children. Now, not all photos in this piece are super old. This disquieting image was discovered in June of 1989 in a parking lot of Port Calico, Florida. The shot, which pictures a panicked-looking boy and girl bound and gagged with duct tape, is believed to portray Tara Calico, who was kidnapped from her New Mexico home the year before. Although the evidence is inconclusive, the FBI allegedly has 2 other photographs of Calico taken after her abduction, but they have never been released to the public, and unfortunately, her body was never found. The Newbie church ghost. Most ghost pictures can be pretty easily explained away as a result of double exposures or other trickery. But this chilling shot snapped by the Reverend K.F. Lord in the interior of North Yorkshire's Newbie Church has thus far defied any earthly explanations, despite being examined by multiple experts. The shot shows a spectral figure wearing a cowl and standing by the altar, but Lord swears there were no people in the church when he took the shot in 1963. It's one of the most famous paranormal photographs of all time. The Lady of Ziya, Tong. One of the most famous religious apparitions of all time, Our Lady of Ziya, Tong, is observed over a staggering 2-year period starting in 1968. First spotted by a Muslim bus mechanic, the glowing form of the Virgin Mary was mistaken for a woman preparing to jump from the roof of the Church of St. Mary. Police investigated and found nobody on the roof, but from that point forward, the glowing ghost of Jesus' mother appeared multiple times a week, being photographed many times without any real explanation as to the cause of the phenomenon. The giant mummified finger. Nearly all human civilizations have legends of giants, men standing many feet taller than the average with titanic strength. But no fossil evidence has ever been found of one, unless you count the disturbing photographs taken by a man named Gregor Spory in 1985, On a trip to Egypt, Sporty met an old grave robber who was in possession of a mummified finger measuring 15 inches long, one that would have had to come from a man at least 12 feet tall. Nobody's ever been able to explain or debunk the pictures he took. The Falcon Lake burns. Images of UFO activity are usually explained away by dust on the lens or otherwise messed up films. But the bizarre burns in this picture of Stephen Michalek can't be dismissed so easily. While searching for minerals on the shore of Falcon Lake, Michalek was shocked by a pair of flying objects, not to mention the odd humanoid figures that exited from them. When the mysterious craft took off, he was sprayed with super hot gas through an exhaust grate, which left a grid-like pattern of burns on his chest that have still not been adequately explained. The Hinter Kaifek murder scene. This photo is certainly unsettling, but it's the backstory behind it that puts it into full-on creepy territory. In April of 1922, the residents of the Bavarian region of Groenborn realized they hadn't seen the family of Hinter Kaifek farm for some time. A party went out and discovered all 5 family members and a maid brutally butchered and laid to rest in the barn covered in straw. Bizarrely, few valuables had been taken, with jewelry and gold left out in plain sight, and the animals had been fed recently even though the family had been dead for a week. Police interviewed over 100 people, but never even found a suspect, and the case is still a mystery. The Nagas Fireballs. Most atmospheric phenomena are easily attributed to swamp gas or other natural phenomenon, but this photo of the Naga lights are over Mekong River in Vietnam has baffled scientists for decades. The red-hot fireballs jet out of the water and ascend hundreds of feet into the air before disappearing, and can be seen in hundreds some nights. What's bizarre about these is that they rise so high. Typically, this phenomena are fixed at ground level. There are plenty of local superstitions as to what causes them, but no definitive explanations. The ghost hand. Most ghost images look pretty fake to the modern eye, but this shot by Montague Cooper is pretty disquieting. Taken in the early 20th century at the request of a furniture dealer who bought the impressive bureau for a song. When the film was developed, the spectral image of a hand became visible reaching out from one of the drawers. Photo analysts have worked over the image and have been unable to find any signs of tampering or double exposure, which is pretty unsettling. Kind of makes you think twice of getting furniture now. The lead mask death scene. Let's close with another mysterious crime scene that features the victims in a very unusual state. On the evening of August 20th, 1966, the bodies of 2 men were discovered in the foothills around Rio de Janeiro. When police came to investigate, a few things stood out. One, the men had absolutely no signs of physical trauma. And two, they were both wearing thick lead masks over their eyes. The discovery of a cryptic notebook didn't help matters much, nor did the multiple UFO sightings in the area. The cause of their deaths is still unknown half a century later. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Leave a like and comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Love y'all. Smooches and hugs. Mwah!